You know, which is the better car? You know, that's really the thing, because you look at the price performance wise, they're equal price, okay? They're similar in the quarter mile, but the GT500, if you put it on a track, is going to run circles around the Redeye. I still would lean towards the Redeye. I still think it has more potential to run a better quarter mile time with less modifications. All right, guys, so it's been a while since I've shown you my mug here. I thought I would say what's up. Now, if you're new to the channel, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And for those that are currently subscribed, thank you for continuing to support the channel, hitting that like button, commenting, sharing. It really helps each video, which in turn helps the channel grow continuously. So really, guys, thank you very much. Now today what we're going to do is talk about the GT500 and the Hellcat Redeye, and this is kind of a hot topic since two YouTubers decided to do a best out of 3 race at the drag strip. Stang Mode had a GT500, Mod to Fame had a Hellcat Redeye. Both great channels. I'm not going to show any of the races or anything like that. The reason why is because I don't want to step on their toes. If you want to go check out the races, they were great races. Both cars were within, you know, tenths of a second of one another. Today, what I want to do is offer up a comparison between the two, go over a little bit about the races and whatnot, and then offer up an opinion on what it is that I think about, you know, the two of them. So first off, let's go with what's actually on paper to compare the two. Now, the Redeye is 4,400 pounds. Stock, bone stock, it runs a 10.8 quarter mile. With drag radials, it has seen a best of 10.2. It has 797 horsepower and 700 pound-feet of torque, and it's priced in at around $70,000. Now, the GT500 has very similar specs. It weighs in at 4,200 pounds. It runs a 10.6 quarter mile bone stock. It has 740 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque, and it's coming in at $74,000 starting price. Based on what it is that I see, you know, on paper, it should be a driver's race. Both of them separated by tenths of a second, and yeah. So the two YouTubers that raced against one another are Stang Mode in a GT500, Mod to Fame in a Hellcat Redeye. Now, both of them wanted to do a best out of 3. So, you know, this is a driver and car race as opposed to finding out which is the better of the vehicle. Okay, so the first race, the Redeye ran an 11.2 at 126 miles an hour, and the GT500 won this one with a 10.8 at 130 miles an hour. Now, the second run, the Hellcat Redeye pulled out the victory with a 10.8 at 127 miles an hour, and the GT500 went an 11 second at 128 miles an hour. Now, the third race, the Redeye clocked a better time, but it did red light, so it automatically gave the victory to Stang Mode in the GT500. So the Redeye ran a 10.79 at 127 miles an hour, and the GT500 ran a 10.8 at 129 miles an hour. So, you know, big credit to Stang Mode. You know, he showed that, you know, you can get out there and beat a Redeye in a GT500. The two of them are separated by tenths of a second. And so now my opinion is based on the time slips and everything. I still think that if you lined them up 10 times and both drivers weighed the same, equal skill set, that Redeye is going to be coming out on top more often than not. But You know, which is the better car? You know, that's really the thing, because you look at the price performance wise, they're equal price, okay? They're similar in the quarter mile, but the GT500, if you put it on a track, is going to run circles around the Redeye. So, you know, which is the better of the vehicles? I mean, most people are going to side with the many of the people are going to side with the GT500 because it's not just a straight line, you know, beast. It can hit up that quarter mile time respectfully, and it could hit up the track and still, you know, crush it. I still would lean towards the Redeye, and I know a lot of people are going to dog me for this, and the reason why is because I still think it has more potential to run a better quarter mile time with less modifications. Okay, so I still think that it has a higher ceiling from a quarter mile standpoint. I'm not really into turns. Okay, so from my own perspective, my own flavor, I just don't really enjoy, you know, track running, and I just prefer the quarter mile. So if I'm going to get a car, I want it to be really solely for the quarter mile, and you don't have to put in as much modifications to get the Redeye moving at a faster pace. Now, I also like that the Redeye has a lot more room. It's a beefier, it's spacious. So in my opinion, I think it would make for a better daily driver or a multi-purpose car, so you can hit it up the track during the weekends, and you could drive it around during the week if need be. Okay, so you know, most guys though are really not considering that, because a Hellcat Redeye and a GT500 are your garage cars, your weekend cars, your meat cars. So you know, you take that with a grain of salt. Again, you know, both cars are just so damn evenly matched that it's really just a matter of flavor. You know, if you're a guy that wants to hit up the drag strip, put up respectable times, and then also go to the track and, you know, light some people up, then, you know, the GT500 is the way to go. If you're a drag strip warrior, you know, and you're going to be driving your car on the streets and everything, you know, I still think that the Hellcat Redeye is the better of the two options. But it's a fair comparison between the two of them, you know, based on the numbers, based on the weight, based on the price point. I'm a stickler for price point. Every time that I see people comparing two cars, I always go, well, you know, you're comparing a $200,000 car to a $60,000 car. What do you expect? Kind of things like that. That's where one of my many defenses on the Dodge Demon. A lot of people like to throw out the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and pin it up against the Demon, and you look at the price points and they're just, what do you expect? Okay, but these two are very equal, you know, and on paper it played out exactly the way it should have. You know, those three races showed exactly what was supposed to play out. So, you know, definitely an interesting, you know, set of races by both of those YouTubers. They put on a really cool, you know, show event, or I don't know if there was an event per se, but they definitely made some cool videos, some cool races. I know I watched, and it was very interesting. Of course, I was pulling for the Redeye to win, but you know, the GT500, much respect. You know, its quarter mile time is definitely no joke. The only thing that I had negative to say about the GT500 was that the whole Venom Kills Demons thing. Okay, with that line, the expectation was that it was going to be like a Cobra Jet type of car, and not just a GT350R on steroids, okay, with a blower. So that was my only real issue with the GT500. But you know, the more you look at it, the more you see it rip down the quarter mile time, I think the more you have to respect it. Ford did a really good job on it. I just think that one line kind of set expectations a little too high, I think. So for now, the Redeye versus the GT500 is going to continue playing out. If it was me, I'd get the Redeye because I'm a quarter mile guy, and I think that it's going to be just have a higher ceiling. That's all. So with that being said, guys, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome, and you know, I'll catch you on the next upload.